Hey, you guys. Here I am halfway through, well, almost halfway through February. And I'm here with my wrap up. Starting with January, of course. What? But this is just my January wrap up. Child. I only read like 5 books. Two of them, well, 4 of them are from series. 2 different series, but nonetheless. And one of them is more of a standalone and a sci-fi. So lucky me for my sci-fi read, the first sci-fi for this year for me to be reading. Where is it? Okay. So let's start with, I'm gonna say the best out of these for last. Let's start with the Anita Blake series, book 1 and book 2. Now, I gave book 1 3 stars. It was a decent read. It was like a reintroduction back into the world because after looking up on Goodreads, I actually stopped at book number 9. So I had a project in my head, like, you know what, let me read up until book 9 to where I left off and then continue on with the series, right? That was the plan. However, after reading book 2, I'm like, girl, can I do this? Can I really do this? Child, it's crazy how much my tastes have changed. Like, what was I thinking, child? Anyways, the first book is decent. You got your introduction into John Claude, the world, how everybody knows that vampires exist, how that zombies exist. You know, it's like the opposite of True Blood, where they know that everything exists. Well, in True Blood, it's more like they only know that vampires exist, while meanwhile the rest of the paranormal creatures in that world, they don't want to be found yet, at least. So there's that. But yeah, I'm actually interested in the world building, the laws, now that everybody knows that the undead is real, that paranormal exists, how like they're trying to change laws to protect them, or like, you know, how things are changing, you know, like it's like a new world to humans, right? And how like, you know, even like churches, they're changing, like how like you have like the Catholic Church saying like animators, like you going to hell type of shit, like if you bring people back from the dead, even though that's literally their job, their ability. Child, it's a lot, child. All I gotta say is it's very interesting. Now, I gave book 1 3 stars, the same rating that I gave it the last time. Now, the last time that I read The Laughing Corpse, which is book 2 of Anita Blake, child, I gave it 3 stars the first time reading, but on the second read this time around, I give it 2 stars. Because, you know, it's very creepy. I will give it that. Like, there's just certain creepy, because I'm listening to the audiobook. I'm sorry. I'm not reading all those pages. I'm trying to double speed that shit. Okay. So, oh Lord, the reason why I bumped it down to like a 2 star is, number 1, just the misrepresentation of voodoo. I feel like if you saw my vlog called Spoilers the One, like I go into more details with that, but like, honey, I just don't like how voodoo is demonized. I do like the world building more into the zombies and zombie rights and stuff, but like I just don't like it, and like the stereotypes and everything, and especially when she was talking about how her grandmother said was, because, you know, Anita was raised by her white side, even though technically they're all white. Because, like, you know, Mexican isn't a race, honey. But that's besides the point. Basically, she's hella white. Maybe a little tiny bit of indigenous. But, honey, she's white. She's white. Honey, Mexican is not a race, honey. So basically, she's white. Okay? She's white. She's a white Latina. She's a white half Latina. Okay, basically. So Anita's like that. But like, even when she talks about her grandmother and how she was into, you know, the voodoo and spirituality and all that stuff, I guess her grandma was like, no, like, I'm gonna give you to your father so he can raise you right, so that we can stay away from the evil of my I wouldn't say culture, but like, you know, voodoo and stuff. But like, let's be honest, I feel like religion is a huge part of people's culture. So it's like, and not to mention this Haitian culture. First of all, as a Haitian myself, I'm like, now granted, people are able to like, practice outside of it, but it's like, you have the senorita, so she clearly she ain't black. So I don't know why but then again, she, in the book they describe her as a voodoo priestess, but like, after, knowing some people and all this stuff, she would not have been, like, if anything, she's more like, a practitioner in voodoo, but she's not no damn priestess. So get that straight. Get that straight. But then again, this entire series is written by a white woman, so I don't expect much in that department, to be honest. But it's very creepy. I feel like it was done right and well researched, but honey, it's the 2000s, early 2000s. White Hollywood, till this very day, don't give a fuck about about no other people's religion except for maybe Christianity. And that's it, I guess. But yeah, that's it for Miss Anita Blake. I'm gonna continue on with the series because I still want to reach my goal. I still want to reach that goal. I have the audiobook. I'm taking a break now from the series because I'm like, ugh, she's annoying me. I forgot. Damn, we are literally around the same age. Like, she's only 2 years. No, she's one. I just turned, mind you, I just turned 25 in January. And as I'm reading the book, it's like, well, I am 24. I was like, girl, at the time that I was reading, well, I started reading it, I was like, you're the same age as me? Ew. 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 But yeah, so that was kind of disappointing. Anyways, the next series that I actually started that's new to me, it's actually a dark romance. Another dark romance novel, and that is the Dollar series by Pepper Winters. I finished book 1 and 2, which is Pennies and Dollars. Child, all the trigger warnings. Like, I nearly DNF'd the first book because I thought, like, because I didn't go in. Because this year I kind of want to go into, like, read the most oldest books on my TBR, and this is one of them, and it's a dark romance. I was like, okay, easy peasy. Child, I damn near DNF'd it within the first hour of the first book, because I didn't go read it, I didn't go into details or read the synopsis. Like, I just knew that it had to do with, like, a gangster, I guess. Like, at first I thought it was mafia based on the description that I remembered, because remember, I was like, you know what, let me just go in blind to some of my TBRs, even though I briefly remember the synopsis. Child, honey, sex trafficking, abuse, and all that stuff. So when I read the first, like, few pages, I was like, this better not be the hero. Turns out he's not, thank God. It's someone else who rescues her, if you can say that. But, like, oh, child. Who child? Oh, God, Lord Jesus Christ. Like, the fact that we're in for a rough run, but, like, I'm already on to the third book. Honey, I had to take a break because I was so annoyed. Like, yeah, we're past the stage. She's finally finding her voice back, Miss Penny. She's finally finding her voice back and everything, but, like, oh, God, I'm just annoyed already. And mostly, I think, by the male character. Honey, for now, I'm gonna keep reading because I'm rooting for my girl. But there's like 5 books in the series. Like, after hundreds, it's thousands and then millions, and that's it. So yeah, I'm taking a break for now, since I don't know how long I am along the third book. I think maybe 3 or so hours, or maybe 2. I don't know. Child, it is what it is, but we're saving the best for last. Now, I gave this book, oh yeah, I gave the first book of Pennies, like, both of these books are like a 3-star. Yeah, like, the first book barely made it to 3, but it is what it is. But This book could have been a 5-star had it not been that last stereotype about a black character that I don't like. I kind of wish that they change it. Like, maybe, oh no, I feel like if I say it, okay, I feel like if I said it, it's gonna spoil it even more. Cause yeah, I spoiled the majority of it, of that book, in the spoilerly vlog, but I didn't like reveal what happened that made me bring it down to like a 5-star, because to me that's a spoiler. And not to mention, honey, you'll have to watch it. Well, watch it, because I found out that it's on Netflix, so there's that. I might actually watch it. But nonetheless, like, it's so unhinged, and I love it. Like, I was like every chapter after we're done with following each couple, I'm just like I'm just shook. That's what I want out of my books. I want to be shooketh, okay? And this book did that. This sci-fi book did that. I actually still have his other new book that came out last year called The Marriage Act, or was it this year of January? I don't know. I just know that it's new. And if it came out last year, then I didn't know about it until it showed up at my library this month. I mean, January. In January, child. And that one is called The Marriage Act. Child, it's completely unhinged. And considering, looking at the synopsis, is basically how, in this one, oh, I forgot to tell you, the one is basically about, the one is actually about like this, app, this website that takes your DNA and matches you up with your one, you know, the one who's supposed to be the one, like the the soulmate, you know, that you're genetically compatible with. And it's broken marriages, honey, like half-ishes. It's a lot. That's all I gotta say. This is, you gotta go into it blind. Like, now the reason why I got interested in it, and this one is actually another book on my TBR that was there for a long time, because I saw another booktuber a long time ago that said, like, even one woman got matched up with a serial killer. So I wanted to find out, what, how you get matched up with a serial killer, what? And it's a lot. And one dude got matched up with a man, and you know, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Could you imagine if this was in real life? I lost my mind with that book. But yeah, it would have been a 5 stars had it not been for that one stereotype. Next, but yeah, I will be reading his next book called The Marriage Act. Got it right there. And that one has to do, also in Britain, where it has to do with the far right, and how they think, you know, something about marriage, trying to preserve the family and everything. So now it's the government is stepping in. It was like, no, like, you will be married by law, and not to mention they're monitoring your inner thoughts and everything. So it's a lot. It's giving 1984 vibes mixed with marriage. So, and you already know the discords going on with marriage and 50% divorce rates and all this extra shit. So I can only imagine. And not to mention, it's similar to like the one where you're kind of forced to marry somebody, like these arranged marriages and stuff that the far right is doing. This is a lot. I'm scared. Like, if it's as unhinged as the first book, and it did say on you know, the library spine that it's a thriller, girl, get ready. So this is gonna be a lot, child. I feel like it's a mix between sci-fi, domestic thriller, and this is too much. But yes, this is my January wrap up. I will see you next time, honey. Goodbye.